Oh my god, we're on time. Ho ho! Look at that. On time today. Look at this. This is amazing. This is wow. It's like it was almost like I kind of sort of prepared or something. I don't know. But we're here. We're here. So what is going on? Everyone, how you feeling? I am Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and today I'd like to say welcome to the dark side of the room. This is the show where we talk about hobbies, games, learning games, stuff like that. And in truth, I'm always interested in hearing what people got to say about stuff like that. But we are going to talk about how games and hobbies and all that stuff can add to the life that you actually want to live. Aha! I totally get it now. All right. So this is what is going to go on. We're going to be right back. And yeah, just don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I'll literally be back in about 45 to 62 seconds. Or maybe not. You see, as I said, I've been having problems with my stream and stuff like that, and I'm dual casting this on here and on the Patreon. And I've been losing frames like crazy, and sometimes the feed goes and I'm just like, you know what? No. And I started slowing down, and I'm checking my bit rate and all that stuff. And yeah, looks like I'm back up. I kicked my KB/S all the way up to as high as my computer could go without screaming at me. And I think we're doing all right. I just saw a little bit of and I'm like, no. All right. So anyway, we are going to talk about how the things that you do for your hobbies and to learn things might actually benefit you in your life outside of escapism. So we've got some serious stuff to talk about today. Now, I know this week has been kind of heavy. You know, we were talking about the differences between playing a game and living your life. We're talking about honesty and communication. We're also talking about being true to yourself and not being false to the people you talk to and stuff like that, just in regards to like not having a bad time in places. So I get that. And yeah, I am dropping those frames. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm gonna stop this dual cast, but I can't do it while I'm on. At least I don't think I can do it while I'm on. This is oh no, I can. So I'm just gonna output this here and apply that, and that should actually fix the problem. So yeah, that is a thing. So as I said, let me do this again real quick. Ooh, nope. Hey everybody, hey, we're on time, I guess. Yeah, all right. So that should fix the problem. Look at that. And I'm Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and welcome to the dark side of the room. So we were having a couple of technical difficulties, but I seriously think that I fixed them up. So hopefully the stream will go good today. So yeah, I know we've had a week about subjects. You know, we talk about heavy stuff here, heavy. That's why I always got my cup of coffee. You guys can't see it because I keep it off screen, but there is a coffee maker directly to my left. So, yeah, look at all the coffee. So, yeah, we're on this show. We talk about how the things that you do with your hobbies and for your hobbies can help you in your regular life. This isn't about optimizing your characters or playing the best game possible. It's about maximizing the fun that you can have at the gaming table and away from the gaming table. Because let's face it, if you guys are adults, like me, you work your butts off for people that don't really care about you on a day in and day out basis. I mean, they might care, but what they care more about is not losing their jobs and not being able to take care of their stuff. So we work and we work and we work and we get extra hours and we smash copy machines and we get our bosses going, yeah, I'm gonna need you to come in on Saturday, okay? You know, and it's like, dude, I'm surrounded by all of these sociopaths at work that don't care that I got a sick kid, or even worse, use that sick kid against me as a way to say you should work more and do more stuff for the same amount of pay. But why do we do it? We do it so that we can live a life. And part of living the life, a life, in a life, hopefully your best life, is to have some fun every now and again. But it's hard not to take that stuff into our hobbies and stuff with us. Y'all get that? So, before we go any further, I will say this. If y'all got any questions, comments, if y'all disagree with me, if y'all are like, man, this guy is wrong, then feel free. Leave a comment right here. I'm all about being respectful, keeping it civil, and I do hear people out. You know, I have no problem having a discussion in good faith with people that want to have a discussion in good faith. And I know what it looks like when people are trolling. All right, so with that though, if you don't want to leave a comment, that's fine. You can always send me a message over at backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK @gmail.com. You can also hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on the Instagram. We actually have an Instagram question today that I'm going to read on the air and stuff like that because, well, somebody sent me something and I'm like, okay, cool, let's talk about this stuff. But yeah, you can send me through all that stuff, and if you are part of that wretched hive of scum and villainy known as Facebook, then feel free to join the group Deckers on the Book. I know Facebook is not very popular right now, and we haven't exactly started building groups and private places to talk to on Instagram and all that other jazz, but you can still do that, and I answer a lot of people that watch the show. A lot of the Deckers out there still answer. And if you guys want to keep us open and help us out with all that stuff, we're dropping frames again. And yeah, well, you know what? We'll see how that goes. We'll really see how that goes. You can subscribe here if you've got your Amazon Prime account and you haven't used it. If you're only going to use it for one channel, use it for us. Or, you know, you can subscribe with a tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 account, all that other jazz, you know, do what you're going to do. Yep, I am having those problems. Let's see if I can kick up. Yeah, let's see if I can kick up the bit rate here. Yeah, I'm going to kick that up as high as I can take it. And yeah, so we'll see how that looks and how that is coming out. So like I said, if you really want to help us out in a direct fashion, the easiest way to do that is to head over to our Patreon. There's a button for it right under this screen, and sign up for our Patreon. At $1, $5, $10, you help keep us open, which is awesome. There's also the royalty tier at $20 or above, and that helps with our community outreach. I do, when I can, host classes and doing RPGs and stuff, along with miniature painting, archery, sword fighting, because LARPing is a real thing. And, we also do this in underserved communities like the one I live in now. And a good amount of that comes to setting up armor and archery gear and 3D printers and stuff in the places that we host these events. So, you know, if you're only going to give once and you want to give to a good cause, that's cool. You can also send a one-time donation to Patreon at Back in the Deck. Just look it up and we'll have our dude, you know, leave a note saying, yeah, this is for the creativity program and the community outreach. And believe me, we will thank you for that. But our Patreon comes with lots and lots of perks. All right. We're talking a whole bunch of gaming aids, a whole bunch of hobby aids, and all that stuff. So now that I've gotten all that out of the way, oh man, so we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Now, I do know that I set up the thing today to say that you guys know a lot more than you think. And a lot of you guys might be looking at me going, Solar, what are you talking about? You strange person. Speaking of strange people, though, I want to give a shout out to my chat. What's going on, clever little vixen? Holding it down like gravity. There's also Funny Heretic. Welcome. I don't recall seeing you here before, but you are more than welcome. Let's talk some gaming and hobby and movies and creativity stuff, along with writing, cosplaying, makeup, all that other stuff. Miracles of Minimum Wage showing up a lot more often. I really thank you on that. And Sad Strange Little Man. What's going on? What's up? Hey yo, oh. And while I'm giving my shout outs, I got to give the shout out to my royalty tier on my Patreon, my kings and queens, my queen, Shannon Boom Boom Lay, Jennifer Kroll, Laura Holton, Chaley Watson, my kings, Christopher Chalmers, and Jason Hines. Now, I don't really like the gender divide on that because, yeah, honestly, on the Patreon tier, the the cards that you pull are based on the donation levels, and yeah, the kings are at $50 a month or more. The queens are at $20 a month or more. Our aces are at $100 a month. But I'm just noticing that like all of my queens are women and all of my kings are men, and most of my jacks are men as well. So that's interesting. So anyway, so what did I mean by you know more than you think? All right. Now we've been talking. Oh my God, my bit rate is all messed up today. Um, yeah, well, let's hope I don't drop too many frames. I gotta see if there are any upgrades for OBS. I'm telling you that. Hey, thank you, Miracles. Miracles a minimum wage just subscribed, and that is awesome. Nope, there are no updates, so I have to fix it internally. Bah, 16 months straight. Um, so ever notice when you're learning a new game system, you're learning stuff with a new group of people, you're just learning new stuff. Um, and you end up being confused, right? I teach a lot of people how to play role-playing games. The most common role-playing game that I teach them how to play is, of course, Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. All right, now in front of me, right here, I've got a character sheet. Okay, yeah, we got a character sheet. And when I am teaching, I get so many different things. I cannot believe somebody is calling me, but again, I can because they always start scam calling me at 3 o'clock. Um, I take them through the character sheet step by step, thing by thing, right? And skills, attributes, all that other stuff. And part of teaching and part of learning is to really get this stuff into a language that the people around you can understand. Okay, that is number one. All right. Can the people that you're talking to um, understand the thing that you are telling them to understand? And a lot of game books, a lot of game rules. Well, if you guys are new to the channel, I am in my mid 40s. Okay, so I grew up at a time where no one knew how to program their VCRs. Everything read like stereo instructions. And by that, I mean instruction manuals were written for engineers by engineers and then sold to the public. And not everybody's an engineer. Matter of fact, not very many people in the electronics market are engineers. Most of them are accountants and secretaries and teachers and all that other stuff. So, reading any sort of instruction manual comes down to reading some long thing of tech with a whole bunch of jargon that we don't understand. And a lot of game books are written that way. And it's interesting because I am on this forefront of the war, the ideological conflict between Pathfinder and Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I like both. I prefer one over the other. Okay, and a lot of people are like, oh, and I'm like, okay, stop. Dude, a game is a game. Can we play the game? And for you veteran, like old school players like I am, we all know it comes down to the GM and what they decide. So, every single system you get is going to have a whole bunch of homebrewed rules. But in learning the basics, I more often recently than ever before have come across people that understand but don't know that they understand. Okay? Oh my god. All right. Well, I'm like pumping out that bit rate, but for some reason my video was really choppy. Are you guys getting this as choppy, or is it just my equipment? Just let me know. Um so as I was saying, um with learning new games, I get players all the time when I'm teaching them D&D or the one-page rule stuff, be it Age of Fantasy, Grimdark Future, Stargrave, Frostgrave, the DC Superheroes game, whatever game I'm teaching them. I come across one blockade, which is people overcomplicating the process of learning. Okay? And if you don't know what I mean, just stick around. All right? When I say overcomplicating the process of learning, it's a thing. Um I look at the D&D sheet and I'm like, "Okay, so this is your proficiency bonus. Your proficiency bonus is this much. Um and that changes at certain levels." Okay? Um Now, what your proficiency bonus means is you took a class in it. That's all. Do you have training in it? Yeah. All right. Then you add that number. If you don't have training in it, you don't add that number. That's it. That's all. And I get a lot of players that keep asking, so do I use my proficiency bonus? I'm like, does that skill have a little bubble by your sheet? Well, no, then you don't. Um, but it's not the questions that they ask. It's the manner in which they ask them that show me something very interesting. Okay. Um, I have been involved, like just hanging out with gamers for a long time. And I hang out with a lot of people from all these different social classes. Um, ooh, God, really? You cut it back to 480. I would cut this back to 720, but oh, I am at 720. It says 720 is my source and all that stuff, which is funny because I thought I was outputting at 1080. I know I'm at 30 frames a second, so, but thank you for letting me know. Um, Anyhow, my recording is going fine, so I guess it's my output or something. Um, as I was saying, and this is a really big important thing, it's man, there must be a lot of internet traffic in the area today. That's got to be it because Spectrum. Anyway, I'm not going to let that distract me because you guys don't tune in to watch me go, "What's wrong with my internet?" um I go through things in the character sheet, and when I define things, I have to ask the three lessons of Sun Tzu. Okay. Sun Tzu was a war chief or a general actually in China, and you can Google him. But he had three lessons, he had three ways of approaching things. He would tell a student to do something, and if they didn't understand it or didn't do what they were told, it was, "Okay, raise your right leg." They're not raising their right leg. Okay, maybe I wasn't clear about what I was trying to communicate. Um, and he would rephrase, "Take that leg, put it in the sky." Maybe that's not clear enough. And then they would ask him a third time, and he would essentially chop their head off. Anyway, um, what ended up happening was I do everything I can as a teacher and as a game master to make sure that I'm trying to communicate things clearly. And with that, I mean, I try not to use too much jargon. But what I notice is that people have become so used to hearing jargon that they're always on the lookout for it. Okay. It is such a hard way to navigate things. And I started wondering why. Because I look at this and I'm like, okay, acrobatics, i.e., running, jumping, or should I say, flipping, rolling, all that stuff. Athletics, running, jumping, climbing trees, putting on makeup while you're up there. And I just go through the stuff and when I talk to new players, the number one question I get is, okay, but what does that mean? Okay, but what does that mean? Okay, but what does that mean? And I remember back when I was first starting, um, learning anything, I would ask that question a lot too. Okay, what does that mean? And eventually, some of my teachers would look at me and go, hey, don't you speak English? You should know what it means. And I'm like, no, 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 no. Let me get to this question in a more complete fashion. Not what does that mean by the dictionary definition, but what does that mean in the context of what we're doing? And that is, oh man, yeah, people are tuning out because I'm getting all choppy. Yep, it's a thing, but it looks like I'm back and not back and back and not back. So we'll just see. But yeah, what do these terms mean in relation to the game is the question just below the surface, okay? But we talked yesterday about being miserable and how not to be miserable at the game table. This is important because I've noticed a major change. Now, back in my day, um, there was something that was prevalent, but it wasn't as ubiquitous as it is today. Hang on a minute. Yep. And that is what I call hair splitting gatekeepers. Okay. Um, if you are not a middle class white dude, excuse me, then nine chances out of 10 you've not experienced this. So let me break it down for you. A girl goes into a gaming store and she wants to say learn how to play Warhammer 40K. And there are dudes there that don't want a girl to play, so they start quizzing her on lore. Okay, I personally saw this a couple of times at comic book conventions. Okay, where it was like, oh, well, you like Spider-Man? Well, what issue was it that this, and this happened? And the attitude that comes from that is you have to prove to me that you belong here, even though we don't know each other. We've never met, but I am going to take control over you to show that you don't belong here. I am the keeper of who gets to play with army men, right? And that happens in the hobby space more now than I've seen it. Actually, no, it was really bad in the 80s. Why are you people bugging me? God, I said I go live at 3 p.m. Um, so where else do we see this behavior to a point where people would, I guess you could say, bring it to them on the table? We see it everywhere with bad teachers, definitely at work, in any government facility, okay? If we seem to live in a world right now where if you need help, the base answer is no, but they can't outright say it. So they look for any reason to not give you the promotion, not let you have the time off, not hire you, any reason to not give you the goods and services that you've shown up to do. Oh, you have to fill out this paperwork. I did, and I took it to this place, but then they sent me back here. Well, if they sent you back here, you must not have done something right over there. Go back over there, and you're just running back and forth all day. But like we talked about on Monday, we play these games to escape that world, okay? But that comes with a little bit of a contract for the facilitator of that game. Um, mm, the facilitator of that game, the dungeon master, the host, whoever is putting together the thing, has signed a social contract that says you're in. Not you're in under duress, not I don't want you here, but I have to have you here for some reason. But you're in. And that is a thing that you have to take as a given, okay? But let's face it. I watch a lot of YouTube. My kid is on TikTok, pretty much, was raised more by TikTok than they were by me. Um oh, Vix, it's not just girls. I'm a black dude. I understand. Okay. Um, so there's always this thing of what therapists call in dealing with narcissists winning the encounter. Okay. You see this in every single piece of debate that there is on YouTube to find. It's not about the subject, it's about making the other person look stupid. And we get so used to that in the day to day life that I have to ask the question, does this person not understand what I'm putting on the table? Or are they protecting themselves from a potential harm that they can imagine coming from me? Okay. Now, I like to tell my players, dude, you know a lot more than you think. Okay. Let's think about this. You're in the woods and you're hungry, so you go foraging for food. There is survival, there is nature. What are you trying to do right now? Are you trying to survive? Or are you asking yourself, is this mushroom poisonous or just hallucinogenic? Well, you can roll a nature or you can roll a survival check. I don't care which one. um, so yeah, it really is a thing. But so many people are used to hair splitting technicalities that are used to hurt other people, that they have been traumatized either by experiences in their own lives or by what they've seen happening to other people. All right. Um, I find it fascinating when I'm going at stuff because I will tell you guys honestly and truly, I don't know how to make people trust me. I really don't. I don't know how to make people trust me at the gaming table. I'm like, look, you're here because I want you to be here. I want to play with you. Now, if you don't want to play with me, you don't have to be here. But if there's somebody at the table that you're afraid to play with, tell me and we'll work it out. If you don't want to work it out, then there's the door. It's that simple. I know it sounds harsh, okay? But it's a lot easier to handle one small situation than to change society as a whole and reorder time to make the past not have been. Um, it's a thing. It's a real thing. This is killing me, y'all. This really is.